LLC, Rogers and Associates Insurance, Phillips County Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ron Juneman at Family Eye Care, Amber Wave, American Family Insurance, Farmers National Bank, Phillips County Health Systems, Blossoms and Butterflies, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, Trinity Ag LLC. And now, here's Tad Feltz.
And good morning. Welcome to another Tadpoll for a Thursday morning. We have some guests that we've had on before. We're going to get some new information on. That's why we have you on.
That's right.
Okay. With us this morning, we lead Angie Wells, Phillipsburg Chamber of Commerce and Main Street, and then Pete Rogers is going to join us and bring us up a little date on some of the things that went on the past year and what's coming up for the health department and what's happening there. And then Morris Engle is going to stop by to talk about Phillips County Community Foundation. And we gave a lot of money away this year in grants.
Yes, you did.
A lot of money. And we're going to talk about that and some other things. We wish more people would apply for grants. We didn't have a grant for January, except one we held over. Logan wants to build a new firehouse.
Oh, good.
And so we gave him some money on that. But they want to build a new firehouse now.
Well, awesome.
So anyway, also, the Route 36 Quail Forever Banquet is coming up. That's on Saturday, January 28th. It's in Phillips County here, the Fair Building, north of Phillipsburg. You know where it is, out there, rodeo grounds. The social hour 4:30, dinner at 6:30, and a live auction at 7:30. And for more information, contact Max Dibble, 785-543-7544, or Jacob Cobb at 319-530-6064. Tickets are available at the door. There'll be a little more at the door, though, so you got to be ahead of time. I think if you buy the banquet meal membership by the 14th, you save a little bit. But after that, a little more, not much more. Okay, let's talk about, you had a busy year, didn't you?
I think we always have a busy year. Ever since I've been there, we've tried to have a lot of things going on and stay busy. And
how long have you been the secretary?
The director. I'm the director,
okay,
yes.
okay.
So
they don't have a secretary?
We do on the board.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm the director.
I thought they was called secretary of the
No,
Chamber of
I'm the
Commerce.
director.
Okay,
so,
right.
yep. I think next year will either be my 7th year or 8th year.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's been a while. So it's probably one of the, except for being a mom, probably one of the best jobs that I've had.
Did you know what it was going to be like when you took it? Did you think it was going to be that busy?
I did, because I wanted to do it a long time ago, but I had the kids at home,
sure.
and I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and then I had my home daycare, and then I went to the school. When Kristen went to school, I went to school with her, and then this job opportunity came up, and I applied for it, and I got it, and I love it.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Yes.
So what? I know the big thing, 150th. That was a big thing, but that was just one of the things.
Well, let me just. I made a list, so I'll just go through the list. Okay. So first off, we start off with our annual banquet, and that is when we honor an individual of the year or an organization of the year and a business of the year. And so that banquet is always a lot of fun. Tammy works really hard on a video, kind of showing what all we've done throughout the year. So thank you, Tammy. Other things that we do, we have classes. We have like a barn quilt class coming up on February 4th. We started this last year, and we got 10 people involved in barn quilts. Wow. The first time they've ever made a barn quilt. And, we put them on those planners.
Sure.
And it worked, because now we have people that took the class that are going to make them and submit their designs for this coming year. And so, things like that work.
Sure.
When you have classes, it does work.
Okay.
We have the mystery dinner. We had that last year.
Right, yeah.
And that was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a lot of fun. And it was at Hanson Museum. And we're having another one, and it's going to be a disco one, this 70s one. So that's going to be cool.
You have to dress that way? You have to dress disco
Well,
way?
if you're a character and you want to, yes, of course. So we're meeting with Sherry Buss here later this afternoon, or later this morning, to talk about that. Other things that we've done, car cruises, the Easter egg hunt, girls' night out. We had travel bloggers that came through and met with things, and Veteran banners. Everybody loves the veteran banners.
Sure.
That has been a big fundraiser for us. And people that go through our town, they call me all the time and say, how do I get one? Or that's great, and different things. Rodeo t-shirts. We got the rodeo parade. This year during that Saturday, we had the 150th, like you mentioned, and that was exhausting. But we're going to plan on, it won't be called the 150th, but we are planning on doing things that Saturday for now on.
Okay.
So instead of...
That was a big Saturday.
Yes, that was a huge Saturday. And I think a lot of people enjoyed having things downtown that morning, and then the parade at 2, and we are going to continue that. Last year, a lot of things, everything was for free, the games and things like that, but that was a celebration. So this year, it's going to be where you buy tickets, or you, it's going to be more of a fundraiser instead of a free thing. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
We should have that once a month, and I could get my homemade ice cream once a month. Because I never buy enough. I usually buy 10 or 15 of the dishes, for the nights. But it doesn't last.
What's your favorite kind?
Just vanilla. Just vanilla.
Well, maybe I'll make you some. I have a machine at home.
You do?
So, yes, I do.
All
so
right.
maybe I'll just make you some and bring down to you. Okay?
Do you want to have to crank, or do you put it?
No, it's an electric one. I'm not cranking that. I'm gonna make my arm sore.
I've got 2 crank ones in the basement. I haven't used in a long time.
Wow. Well, why aren't you making some?
I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good in the kitchen.
Oh.
As long as I've got the microwave and the freezer, I'm okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, but we're going to call that something else. So I don't know what we're going to call it, but it's going to be something. We need a name.
Well, maybe have a contest.
Maybe. That's a good idea. Speaking of contests, on Easter egg hunt we had a coloring contest, and that was a lot of fun. So we're going to do that again. And then I'm thinking about doing one for Christmas. So a coloring contest for the kids. So that'd be a lot of fun. Highway 36 treasure hunt. It's always a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I went down to the Kansas State Fair in September also, and that was...
Do you have a lot of people stop by the booth down there?
Where our
booth?
Where our booth was last year was probably not in the best location.
Okay.
It was hot in there. And so I don't know if we're going to go next year or not, but probably not. We're thinking about doing something else. So, I grew up at the fair because that's where I'm from, is Hutchinson, Nickerson, Hutchinson. And, the fair is kind of like just, I don't know. It's great. I mean, it's great, but it's just, it's there. Hot.
It's hot. It's fair time. Well, it's fair time.
That's right. It's hot.
Okay.
Monthly things that we have the chamber board meetings. I have that once a month, and then we have the general meetings once a month, and then we have a CVB meeting once a month. So several meetings throughout the months, and then if we add new meetings and stuff like that for girls' night out, or just different things that we need to talk about with the retailers or the members and stuff like that, we have that. Table tents. That's a big thing.
Yeah, table tents, right.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Everyone likes the table tents. We put them at the restaurants, and so that people can see what's going on. And a lot of people really, really like them. I know you do.
I know I do. You really use it. And I have seen in a restaurant or something, someone take a table tent and put it in their...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so...
Wow. Okay.
Do you put one on every table usually, or every other table?
We try to. We ask the owners how many they want, and we try to do that. And we also take them over to Logan, and so that they're over at their restaurants and stuff, so I've
seen them over there.
Yep. So that they have them, and then if anyone else wants one, just contact our office, and we will get you one. So they are great.
You can advertise on it, which is big.
Yes.
That's a big. That's a little money maker for your pays for it.
If you buy an ad, size, then that helps us pay for them and everything. But if you just have an event going on, and then Tammy's really good at sending out to the different, they have on their Facebook pages or whatever, and she'll advertise to each town if they have something going on and ask them. So she does an excellent job for that.
Okay.
Some other things that we did last year is take a ride on the wild side, which we do that in Kerwin. Then we had our Halloween Spooktacular, and that's always fun. And we had the kiddos do a hayrack ride from the school. We try to include the school as much as we can with some of these events, and we just want, I mean, that's just really important.
Wow.
And I just love them helping us out and doing things. So we had the Kansas Tourism Conference. I went to that, and that was a lot of fun. That was in Wichita. Our celebration of lights, we have that with the big tree. Tomorrow we're taking off with the help of Solidays in the city of Phillipsburg, which we could not do this without them, so we really want to thank them. But we're taking the lights off the tree tomorrow and all that stuff. So that's
Are the angels still up there? Or are they coming
Angels
down?
are still up. I don't know when they're going to come down for sure. Okay. So the guys are always really busy. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also we have those lights around the courthouse, and the commissioners had asked me to keep them green for the, I can't remember what it's called. Pete, do you remember what it's called? The green, is it green light?
Green light day? Green something?
Green something.
Okay.
So yes. So anyway, we have that going on, and but they may be changed for different holidays and stuff. But right now they're green. So thank you, everyone. Then we have the Small Business Saturday, which is the next day after the celebration of lights, and then we start our hometown Christmas punch cards. That's before that.
You didn't pull mine out this year again.
Did you see how many we had?
I had a lot
spinner?
of them in there myself.
Holy cow! I think that was the most that I've ever had in that spinner.
Yeah.
And it was heavy to move, and so yes, but
I was out of town when you had the drawings.
Yeah. But no, we had 9 prizes, and we had 7 out of Phillipsburg and 1 out of Smith Center and 1 out of Logan.
Okay. Wow.
So we had a great turnout.
That's great.
So thank you everybody for shopping local. Good job. Other thing we have is we have a business lighting contest, and that's always fun to see the businesses, do that contest, and then they get we have a traveling trophy thing that they get. And then we have a home lighting contest that they win bonus bucks for that. And so we had several people do that this year. Santa comes to visit, and we have Santa letters. We have a Santa mailbox, and Santa answers the kiddos' letters if they get in time. But we try to have that. We had to cancel a couple times because it was so cold. So cold.
Yeah.
So, Mrs. Claus was a big baby and didn't have Santa come. So, but some other things that we do, and I probably missed a bunch of things that we did or we do, but those are just different things. We have different things in our office. Sometimes my office looks like the bunny rabbit threw up in it.
Yeah, right,
Sometimes things are all over the place, and it's just because I'm working. So, but in 2023, things that we would like to add is, of course, more membership. More members for more membership.
How many members do you have?
We have about 130 members.
Okay.
Would like to get that number up.
Sure.
But so it'd be great.
Because you're the.
And a lot of people don't understand this, but that is how Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, how we operate is through membership, because we're not city, we're not with the city of Phillipsburg, and we're not with the county. So they are members, so they pay their membership, but we do not get any monthly things from them.
Right.
And so it's based off of membership and fundraisers and events. So trying to keep that office going and what we need to do, that's the most important thing. This year I would like to add a golf tournament. I am not a golfer, so I don't know, but
it'd be pretty popular, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And game nights, like pick a night to have game nights, like outside the businesses, and have just game nights. Like they sponsor a game night. Like we have I have this great big huge checker thing, and people can come through and they can play.
Chamber used to have a casino night, didn't they?
They did, but now in February.
Yeah, there's one coming up.
Yes,
I'm
it's coming up.
Tara on to talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
good.
Great,
Good, yep.
I won a trip to Las Vegas at one of those casinos.
Wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
It was great. Yeah, it was, and they pay you airfare. I wanted to drive because I wanted to see stuff.
You like to drive.
I like to drive, so we drove, and spent a great time. Stayed at New York, and Las Vegas, of course.
Wow.
That's the only place to sit. No, okay, go ahead.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. A concert. I would love to have a concert out there at the rodeo grounds. That is just kind of hard because a lot of bands don't. The weather's, makes a big, because their equipment is expensive stuff, and so I don't know, but I'm working on that this year. A fly-in, we had, not last year, but the year before, we had the fly-in in the airport,
Right.
And so hopefully I'm going to apply for that this year, and we'll have that. I missed it the first year we had it because I had surgery, and so I missed it. So all the people that chipped in to help for that, I couldn't have done it without them. I was at home just sick to my stomach, worrying about it. And yeah, I make myself sick on a lot of things. But classes, we're having a prairie chicken photography class. And a barn quilt class, like I said, in February. And so we try to do different classes. I try to do a job fair. I try to do, just different things like that, that we just want to try to get our community involved. Another thing I would like to add for next year is a barbecue cook-off contest. So have different ones, and I have a Traeger grill sitting in my office that would be the big prize. So if anybody'd want a Traeger, then you can come and help me. And I want people to come and say, hey, let's try this, let's try, whatever. But I can't do it all by myself. So I need helpers. But anyway, so that's
all right. Well,
that's a little bit what's going on, and we'll do all the other things that we have for 2023, and it's just going to be a busy year.
Good job. Good job. I'm shrinking. Have you noticed that on the
You are. You are going down.
On the air.
I know. I'm never taller than anyone, and I'm taller than you right now. So, but I love our town. You are.
Before long, you'll be down here.
Don't hit your chin. I love our community.
Sure,
I love our town. And I just want to see things grow and get bigger, and us to get bigger, and just to do things. And I just want to say thank you to Tammy, because she tries to keep me on track. It's a little hard sometimes. She's kind of like, but it's good.
One question.
Yes.
Did
Kyson. With a K.
K. I always want to put it out.
Kai. Yep.
Kyson, did he get a hockey?
Yes, he did. He did. He got a hockey table.
That's great. We wondered when Santa said they were working on it for him.
Yep.
Okay, good.
He got that. He got his Nerf guns, and he got a dino gun, and he got some other stuff.
There's wars going on in the neighborhood all the time with those Nerf guns.
I know.
Gee, and Christmas.
Yeah, my cats, they love to get I try to hide them, but they can find them somehow. And they get the bullets, and so when I come upstairs, I have them all downstairs in the kids' playroom. I can come home, and all the bullets are all around the upstairs in the house. And I'm like, they're having a Nerf war or something, but yep.
Okay, well, we'll have you on, I'm sure, several times.
I'm sure.
That will help if I blow when I go up there.
Like I said, this is kind of nice because I'm taller than you,
right.
so that never happens. Yeah.
Thanks for the hug. All right. Pete Rogers is going to join us, and I don't know if he'll be bigger or smaller than me today, but we'll find out after we take this break.
In our area, ranching and farming are more than just jobs. They represent family traditions and a way of life. They are an essential part of our community. At First National Bank and Trust, community is what matters most. From agriculture to education, we support those who make our community one to be proud of and a place to call home. First National Bank and Trust, where community matters most.
We're here for you.
Farmers and Ranchers Outlet is a locally owned and operated business in Phillipsburg, Kansas. As farmers and ranchers ourselves, we continually put our products to the test. We provide a variety of products including roping supplies, horse tack, mineral blocks and feed, healthcare items for your animals, and of course, we have all the apparel you need to get the job done and look good while you're doing it. Stop by our store on Highway 183 or shop with us online at farmersranchersoutlet.com.
The experienced and professional team at Coombs Trucking takes pride in providing the most efficient and reliable service to our customers. From hauling to towing, our fleet of quality trucks and drivers continue to deliver safely and on time. Our team is also proud to support your team. We're here for our Little Leaguers, area high school teams, and more. Coombs Trucking enjoys giving back to the community that has been so important to us for over 50 years.
We all make bad choices. Your insurance carrier doesn't have to be one of them. Make a choice you won't regret. The foremost choice.
Are you wrestling with your financial situation? Let First National Bank and Trust help you take down the stress that comes with managing your money. First National Bank and Trust is here for our area athletes, here for our farmers, here for our business owners, here for our families, and
We're here for you.
All right. And back on the Tadpoll, I've grown a little here. Back on the Tadpoll this
A
morning.
little taller now.
Pete Rogers with us, and Pete, you know, you've been, how we've been talking about COVID and COVID and COVID, and people are tired of hearing about COVID, but it seems like a new strain every week, and I think it's going to be with us for the rest of our lives, like flu and some other things. You know, don't you see anything ever coming down? That's a tough question because the government doesn't even know.
Sure. Well, you know, I don't see it ever being able to be eradicated. You know, you had like polio and measles and those childhood diseases that people started getting vaccinated for way back when, and just about eradicated those. However, they're still around. So I don't believe that, you know, regardless of what we do, we're ever going to get rid of it. Just be another one of those learn to live with it type of things.
And you know, polio was when they eradicated, you know, basically, and whooping cough is another one.
Right.
And there's different things that really work, and you get the inoculation for them now. Okay, so to bring up a point here, I guess, it's, we talk about all the time, what's the COVID situation look like now?
Well, I mean, we still, you know, get a few cases here and there. Just got a report here the other day, but it's usually, the report gets about a month behind. And so it doesn't give me an accurate picture of where we're at right now. Not yet a report on that, but I haven't heard of anything. I don't know that we did any real extra testing after the holidays. We did do a special shot clinic type of a thing between Thanksgiving and Christmas for those who wanted to make sure they had vaccine in before they started spending time with family and whatnot, and around a bunch of other people. So we had an event there where we gave 30 some odd shots that day. I think we had 40 doses. We didn't go through quite all of them, but we can get doses, you know, every now and again when we need it. Generally, we can only get the Moderna. Take that back. We can get the Moderna and Pfizer. It's just that the Moderna has a better storage than Pfizer. Right.
I know you try to do it, if you have 10 shots, you try to give 10 in a day, right? So you don't waste anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we try to keep it close. So if it's supposed to be 10 shots in that vial, we generally at least make sure we have 9, as sometimes they don't have the same amounts in them, and so you don't want to short somebody. But for the most part, it keeps up with them. So.
In a new shot, is there going to be another booster coming down the road? What are you hearing on another booster? I'm up to date.
Right. So, you know, I don't really know if there's a whole lot coming out new past the new bivalent one, which is the only thing you can get now. So, you know, I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there'll be like right around probably October next year. Then they'll be looking to give us a shot of that again. So
and we'll let the people know, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely, we will.
Okay. Let's talk about it. The health department, very important And I think we talked about this, that unit you have that goes around now.
Sure.
Do you use that quite a bit? I mean,
we do, especially during cold and flu season when we get out in the communities and do flu shots and so on and so forth. Other than that, it's not solely just for the health department's use in doing that. It's kind of a command center for us if we have a big event where we can get the key folks that need to be in there to discuss things and keep us kind of out of the weather when necessary. We had some events that we could have used it before we got it, but we had it out when the governor was here at the ribbon cutting for Amber Wave. So gave us a place for the officers and for the fire and the EMS to get away from everybody and just kind of keep an eye on things. So
that's great to have that ability. And like you say, a special event so far. Our part of the world hasn't had those special events like you're having. Seem like you have them all over the country now.
Right.
The weather has just really gone wild.
It is. It's a crazy world. It seems to be that there's a lot of flu going around, and so I'm sure in some of those larger areas that they might have some of that nature set up for treatment and those sorts of things, but. We shouldn't be too awful surprised that there is a lot of that going around since we knocked out all of our immunities by bathing in alcohol for a couple of years. So,
okay. So what else are you involved in? I know people know that you're involved in shots and this kind of thing, but in the community, how do you get involved with?
Well, I mean, we do the WIC stuff at the health department, women, infants, and children. So for those folks who've had children, to get formula and things like that, and make sure that those children are getting some healthy meals. We certainly all kinds of vaccinations, school physicals or physicals themselves. And with the nurse practitioners that we have in Phillipsburg and in Logan, we see about anything really. Do a lot of allergy shots, of course. On the EMS side of things, we just started an AEMT class Monday night, so we'll be teaching that. In conjunction with that, we applied for a opioids grant for first responders, and so we got awarded the grant for Region 1 and Region 4, which is just to the east of us. And so I believe I want to say there's 12 counties east of us in Region 4, but there's 18 in our region, and so we'll be tasked with going into each one of those counties and doing a little program on the risks of opioids and getting some naloxone out into those communities, and then some amnesty boxes to get rid of some of that stuff.
Another big thing we're hearing a lot about CPR. Because of the Buffalo Bill situation, and do you teach CPR?
We do. Rhonda teaches most of it, pretty much all of it now. I used to teach a lot of it. Gotten busy with a lot of other things, so I don't get an opportunity to. Funny thing is well, not funny thing, but I mean the where the world is at certain times tends to make people think about things a little differently, and so had a few folks ask about getting trained, which is a wonderful thing. And we teach hundreds and hundreds of people every year. We'll be out in probably April, I believe it is, March or April, out here to teach freshmen CPR. We go into the middle school and do a program, and in the elementary school and do a program as well.
Sure.
So yeah, it is on the forefront of everything. The crazy thing is it took an amazingly crazy alignment of things to happen that young man ended up going into cardiac arrest from that blow. Wow. But it also took an amazing turn of events and people working together
It is
to be
how
able
they
to
work.
save his life.
They say if he hadn't had CPR, he wouldn't be here.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
he went home yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You
And
know.
they said, when's he going to come back? And I don't know if he's ever going to come back to Buffalo
Right.
Bills to play. You know,
Right.
I'd be kind of, if I was him, I'd be thinking that very seriously.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was. It just takes just a split fraction of a second to that took for that blow and to being hard enough to be able to stop his heart.
Wow, man.
But you know what? Every time I teach a class, a new class of EMTs, we teach about that injury. It's called commotio cordis, and it comes from a blow to the chest. And what it does is it puts the heart into immediate ventricular fibrillation, which is not a perfusing rhythm or doesn't have blood going around the body, and so obviously they're going to go down. But the other amazing thing about it is if you have an AED available and you can deliver that shock immediately.
Now that AED, that's really taking a lot too.
Yeah, it does.
The AED, and but very fortunate that I was watching the ball game, and just and I mean they just quit, and I just.
Yeah, when I watched it, I saw the actual play, and then they showed the replay right away, and then they cut away to the break, and they came back, and the ambulance was backed up there, and all the people were around. And I thought, well, this can't be good. So, but yeah, I mean, it is amazing, and hopefully the young man recovers and is able to get back to life.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't have anything unless you want to talk about anything
You're looking
else.
forward to another busy year, I'm sure, aren't you, Pete?
Yeah, we have a lot going on this year with that grant, and then of course teaching another class, and so we'll get that'll take us keep us pretty busy through the middle of the year anyhow.
Okay, all right. Well, I've already talked to you about the Caribbean trip. Was that good? That was a good. Did I ask you? Did you get seasick on the?
Yeah, I think you probably asked me, but I don't get seasick. No, it took me a couple of days to stop doing this when I got back, but other than that.
Okay, well, Pete, thanks for coming on.
You bet.
Through the years, we were doing it on the phone. We couldn't even meet, and one year I was I had close contact, so I had to stay at home for 12 days, I think, or something, and
I was just thinking about that earlier today. What were we talking about at this time of the year in 22, and what were we talking about this time of year in 21? We've tried to keep up on it. It's forever changing, but we'll do our
like I
best.
mentioned before, you came by when I had that contact and left a thermometer. I still use that, so every once in a while, but so far, nothing. No symptoms.
Good deal.
Right. All right, Morris Engle will be joining us here to talk about the PCCF and the things and some of the money that we distributed this year for some of the people that asked for grants and so on. It's a great program, and we didn't have anything in January, as I mentioned, just and the one we had from January was from December on the new fire station. We're going to build in Logan.
You're right.
Okay, we'll come back talking to Morris after this break.
At Phillips County Health Systems, patient-centered excellence is more than a goal. It's a mission. And that's why we continue to be one of the top critical access hospitals in the country. We care for members of our community through all stages of life, providing quality health care, innovative rehabilitation therapies, and convenient access to specialists. It's the kind of care our patients should expect, the kind of care you deserve, the kind of care provided at Phillips County Health Systems.
Prairie Horizon Agri-Energy is now Amber Wave. We are transforming our existing facility in Phillipsburg to turn 20 million bushels of wheat into domestically produced wheat protein for use in the food and feed-related industries. This investment in the community will come together in the summer of 2023 and is expected to add 50 new jobs to the local community. Learn more at amberwaveusa.com. Amber Wave, vital, reliable, sustainable.
The American dream has changed over the years, but Farmers National Bank has not. This is Jean Ann Wagner. Farmers National Bank has been backing the American dream for over 100 years. Tell us what you'd like to accomplish, and we'll work with you to achieve it. As we celebrate 100 years, it's never been about us. It's always been about our customers and their successes. That's the American dream. We're Farmers National Bank in Phillipsburg, Agra, Logan, Kensington, Stockton, and Atwood, member FDIC.
Olive Bovey Furniture and Appliance in Phillipsburg wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Shop hometown, locally owned Olive Bovey for the holidays. Find savings on Lazy Boy recliners, sofas and love seats, Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid appliances, and Forever Bedding, Justice, and Restonic Bedding, and bedroom furniture. Olive Bovey also offers one of the region's largest selection of floor covering. They thank you for making 2021 a great year. Olive Bovey Furniture and Appliance, West Highway 36 in Phillipsburg.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
At Phillips County Health Systems, patient-centered excellence is more than a goal. It's a mission.
And back on the Tadpoll this morning, our final guest, Morris Engle. Morris, we had you on before Christmas. We thought we'd go back and look at how the year went. And we just, did you ever total up how much money?
I haven't. It's right at 150,000. Yes.
That we've given away.
Yes.
$150,000 that the Phillips County Community Foundation gave away at the Fisher Building, and we have our meetings once a month. Had a meeting Tuesday night, and a good group, and we discuss things and look at the grants. For some reason, nothing in January did have the December thing on the fire.
Right, we reviewed
fire
that
bill,
one,
yeah.
right.
So,
well, I think we touched every community this year with a grant. Of course, people have to apply to get one, but Speed did some beautification. Agra has done some.
Okay, you've got a list here. Why don't we look at some of the things you want to do? I've got a list here, too.
Well, first of all, we joined with several other foundations to help with a much-needed new fire truck for Phillips County, which will be housed here. And you know, they when it was so dry and they were doing so much of that wildfire fighting,
yes,
you
right.
know.
Yeah.
So anyway, they'll have some good equipment for that. When you drive by and you can see what's not playing at the movie this week, we helped with the new marquee, and it was much improved.
In fact, I'll drive around, and I don't want to stop on the highway, so I'll drive around by the north to see what's showing.
Yeah, well, you can read it now.
Yeah, you can read it now.
We were glad to help out with this. We were part of the whole project because it was pretty.
That's great. Yeah.
The city of Kerwin is working on upgrading their playground.
Wow.
We've helped with that. Long Island has done some beautification, some landscaping. And they have, a real active center there, on Main Street, and they needed some tables and some things, and so we helped with that. We were, good. So Logan got some new signs, some signage around town, directing people to different places. We recently helped them with renovate their swimming pool. So.
And it's not just us, the Cole Foundation, others help too.
Many times it's
they'll ask for so much, and sometimes they'll see this as we kind of look at it, you
know.
And every grant is really scrutinized.
Oh yeah, we pay attention to what. Of course, the online applications go through a Hansen filtering system, so to speak.
So if we get it, we know we can do it.
Right.
Then we can consider it, I guess.
Right, it's eligible anyway.
Eligible,
which is a lot of great comfort for us because we don't want to have to take a beating by the IRS or something, for doing something.
Fort Bissell, has done well with some.
Yeah, and they tackled that huge project of the new chapel.
Isn't that something?
And their ongoing collection.
They have sound system for.
That's next on their list, and we're helping with that. We're really helping with that.
Have you rung a bell yet?
No.
Ruby's promised me that some Sunday morning she'll call me and we'll go down and ring the bell.
That would be cool.
I'd love to do that on a Sunday morning.
I think Joel Heasterman was the one that
yeah,
got
he
to do
was.
it
He
first.
did it for the, it was great. And then, this money comes from various sources that we do. That's why we can have money for grants. It comes from there's Hanson matches $50,000,
and then that is invested in the earnings, and we've built that up over a number of years. So the stock market could go up a little bit more for some of our investments, but we're right at it. Not quite $1 million, but
that's funny, and we use the interest from that.
Right, the interest and the dividends and earnings from the.
That's what we use, so we don't go to the principal, right?
Right.
That's the right.
They won't let us.
Terminology.
That's right. And then of course Hanson Foundation gives us $50,000 just every year to grant out. So we'll have 25 in the spring and 25 in the fall, plus the other money you mentioned, and then we have several private donor-advised funds that are.
And they can tell if you donate. You can say how you want it to go to, right?
Right.
And you can specify Boy Scouts or
any
4-H
nonprofit
or anything like
church,
that.
something like that. We can't help with money going to an individual.
Right, sure.
If somebody wanted to give money to an individual, we don't get involved in that. But if they wanted to help people with prescriptions or something, we can go through the Ministerial Alliance because they qualify.
And we did the other night, we gave schools, different schools, $500 each to use, and the thank you things. This money will go to people who need it, students and the Ministerial Alliance for people who need help.
Right. So we're at the personal level, but we're also at the big project level too. So
we can. It's amazing. I was looking at a Prairie View for the fire station, something, and Thunder Ridge Middle School. We sent them some money since part of their district is in Phillips County.
Right.
And how many? Is it all in Northwest Kansas? Each county in Northwest Kansas has something like.
Yes, there are 26 counties in the Hanson region, so to speak. And each one has a community foundation. Some are very active, like Phillips County, some not so much. Part of it is, if you have staff on board, it really, really helps because there's a lot of, stuff going on, complexity that you have to keep up on.
There's kind of a joke around Kansas. If you live in Topeka, Kansas City, or Topeka, or in Wichita, they said, boy, we could use some of that Hanson. And I said, well, move to Northwest Kansas. Because that is, it's amazing what's been done. But I was looking, Prairie View is mentioned in there. Agra is always mentioned. The library gets funded.
Right, and they've, their city mowers that kind of take care of the lake down there that's really been pretty, and they've really done a lot to maintain it. So we helped with some mowing equipment. The rodeo, we've helped with a mower there too.
And I think, well, here's an example. I'm going to Hope Littlejohn. That's been around for a while, and we handle that.
Right. When she passed away, some of her legacy money was entrusted to the foundation, and we have highlighted, sort of pointed it towards our healthcare providers. So the Logan Manor, the nursing home here, PCRC and Prairie Wind, and then the hospital. So each year there's a little bit of money there that can go for special projects.
And we allot that, and it's just amazing. And again, we're going to be addressing this more, and that's a legacy program.
Right. And we've seen some activity. People are beginning to think, and realize. But if you have the ability to leave something, if you can, a portion of it or all of it or whatever, you can designate the Phillips County Community Foundation. Leave instructions on what area you want to support or a cause, and then we honor those wishes, we manage the money, we invest it, and then make the distributions based on what someone's wishes are.
Well, I've mentioned this before. We are very fortunate to have you and Lee coming on and helping with it.
Well,
she has a lot of expertise, doesn't she?
She's really upped our presence on social media because number one, I'm not too good at it. Number two, there's a lot of other stuff that needs tending to. And she's very, very creative, and so we have posts quite a bit on Facebook. So if you want to know what's going on in the foundation, why follow us.
I'm going to have Sherry Buss on. They're going to have another World War I program coming up a week from.
We got an invitation. That
I got one too.
Very interesting.
Any chance of you tickling the ivories again down there?
Well, I will sometime, but not this. Not with this one.
I hated to miss that thing. I'm going to put a bug in Sherry. If I'm going to try to get Sherry on next week to talk about it,
Well, it went over well in the audience.
I heard good reports that people wanted to get up, march around.
Well, and one of the fun things, we did a silent movie skit. So we had a Western with Indians and gold and all that. So.
Did you have a picture to go with it?
No. You had
to
use your imagination. But my wife narrated the action as I put the appropriate music
now
to
that
it.
makes sense.
She told the story, and
Well, I've told you this. My mother in Hill City played. She said she got stiff necks, looking up at the screen, but she tried to make the music match the screen. What was going on?
Well, I was always interested in how they did that. And you'd have to have kind of a repertoire of music in your mind, But anyway, I ordered a book of silent movie music that they were actually published back in the 1910s, and so I had a lot of good resources in that way. So
I'd like to have you figure out a way to get you to do that, because that's a World War I thing. It's what they're
right. We made it in conjunction with that.
I'll give Sherry about it. Sherry, anything else you want to share?
We're off to a great start. We're going to have another 125 or so thousand to award this year. So if a nonprofit is interested in a project, go to our website, follow the link for grant applications, or if you have questions, give us a call.
It's a lot easier than it used to be.
It
used to be a lot more paperwork.
Even the Wellness Center recently did a grant for a new recumbent bike, and we were able to help with it. And they were kind of amazed at how, all you have to do is fill in. Once you get a budget,
budget
what you want.
And qualified, and they have questions where
and you just fill in
go
the
down
blanks.
through and on 1 to 10.
Right, and then
the members of the board.
We rank them and give them an evaluation and go from there.
I can tell you that the members when we do that, there's a lot of scrutiny and all that.
Well, we have a good board.
I know.
They're thorough.
Maybe a little more lenient. We've talked about a little more lenient on giving, but there's good questions. A lot of things brought up there. I've got a good board.
It's really interesting.
It's fun
to see somebody else's perspective.
Because
or think of something that we haven't thought of.
They said if you see the board member, thank them because they do a good job.
Right.
And Fisher Building coming along fine. Now, you need some renters in the Fisher Building.
Well, we have a couple of spots open.
Sure.
We have 2 really small offices, one-man shop for something, and then we have the old economic development office because they've moved upstairs into a bigger spot, and then so that's available, and that's a great location because it's right inside the door, a lot of visibility as people walk in. And then we have a bigger office which has an adjoining space. So we're pretty flexible in what we have available now.
Right. Very good.
And you have janitorial service, it's ADA compliant, restrooms, the whole works. So
it's a great facility you have here.
Yeah, it's an economic boost, really, for Phillips County.
Well, thanks for coming on again.
All right.
And
okay.
I know that I look forward to to the grants. I look forward to coming in, and I don't have a computer at home to do it, so you'd love to set it up so I could do it there. And it's easy to do, and
it's a good way to kind of reflect.
Right,
well,
sure.
what about this or that? Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, you do. What else are you having this spring and summer? You're working on some other.
What's the? We'll have some seminars for at the East Center.
Seminars, the East Center. That's
right, and we're putting that schedule together right now, and we try to appeal to the senior citizens and business people or whatever, and then we'll be attending the Hanson Forum in March, and they always announce a new initiative. So it'll be exciting to see what might be coming down the pike on that.
And we always have a meeting too with someone who would be the board would be meeting with the lady who.
An investment review, to see. Where our money was invested, what the returns are, some good choices.
We have that managed. It's done very well.
Oh, it's a professional. It's not.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me looking at something going up, saying, "Oh, it's going down. I better sell." No, it's not that.
Well, or even more scary would be, my Uncle Joe has a deal for us. We don't want that.
Yeah.
So, no, it's all very.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, the IRS. Is in charge.
Well, thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll see you. Where's the game tomorrow night?
Norton.
At Norton. Boys and girls in wrestling. They have wrestling this weekend.
There's wrestling tonight.
Wrestling tonight. Girls and boys.
In Oberlin, I think.
I know. I should check before we go on the air instead of afterwards. Okay, very good. And thank you again, and we'll see you next Thursday morning. We have some interesting guests next Thursday morning. I think you'll find out.